What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and another weekly running and training vlog. And on this video comes out every Monday. I want you guys to tell me about your week of training. I want to hear about your successes and I definitely want to hear about your setbacks. And if you have been watching me for a little while, even if you've been watching me for the past week, you know that I sustained an ankle injury. So I am not running for at least a couple weeks. And if you saw my video that came out on Friday, you know that because of this ankle injury, I am not going to be running the Boston Marathon on October 11th. So there's a bit of disappointment carried over, but today's video, I thought this would be a great time to talk to you guys about running injuries and some of the psychological side of it, some of the thoughts that we may have when we get injured. And then in a few minutes, I'm going to be giving you a rundown of my week's training. As I've already said, there was no running, but I am staying busy. I am able to get my cardio fix. So I'm not going crazy, just sitting on the sofa, not running, watching my fitness flutter away. But my friends, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about some of the thoughts that us runners have when we get injured and how we can move forward and deal with them. Because let's be honest, we can't stop the negative thoughts from coming into our head. If I told you not to think of a white elephant right now, I want you to write in the comments and tell me what you're thinking of right now instead. But even though some of these negative thoughts, they come in, we have to know how to deal with them, and that's what we're talking about today. So the first thought that we runners often get when we get injured is that I'm never gonna run again. And guys, let me be the first to tell you that for 99.9% of the time, that is not a true thought, and we can't let that consume us and bring us down. You know, running injuries are so prevalent, and most of us, the vast majority of us, are gonna experience some kind of running injury, some kind of setback at some point in the year, let alone our entire running careers. In just the year, most of us are going to experience something that makes us step back for just a minute from our running. And the first thing I want you to do to conquer that thought is to get rid of the word never. Never should never be in your vocabulary. It's too permanent, and by saying we are never going to run again, all it is doing is bringing us down. Instead, recognize those thoughts. Recognize that you don't know the answer. You don't know when you're going to be running again. In all likelihood, you're going to be back in a couple of weeks. But by saying never, you are bringing yourself down when you don't have to be down. Instead of dwelling on not being able to run right now, I want you to shift your focus to look at other things. Look at the steps that you're taking to get back to health. Perhaps it's something as simple as booking a doctor's appointment. Perhaps you're going through your physical therapy in order to get back to running. Maybe you're doing little things like doing squats while you brushed your teeth, just to maintain that strength. Now I could keep giving you examples, but you get where I'm going. Take your focus off the never being able to run, reframe it because you don't know that you'll never be able to run, and start focusing on the steps you're taking to get back to running. The number two thought that runners often have when they get injured is that they're all alone and no one understands what they're going through. But I just want to skip back a minute to what I just said, in that most of us are going to experience a running injury throughout the year. Now, obviously some are going to be more serious than others, but we've all experienced it. So talk to your running friends. They have probably been there and they can relate to you. And guys, all athletes need that emotional support. So reach out to your crew, reach out online to the communities that you're a part of. I invite you to reach out to me personally. My email is in the show notes of the video. If you ever want a little pick-me-up or encouragement, or just comment on any of my videos or any of my posts, and this is a good place for me to thank all of you, because I have received the nicest messages from so many of you. I mean, I've lost count on how many people have actually reached out to say that they're sorry for what I'm going through. And it helps. It helps to know that you guys are there, that you've got my back. But also perhaps you run with someone, perhaps you run with a group. It's likely you're going to be feeling that you're missing out on running with your crew. And that's normal, right? That's to be expected. You have fun, you go out with your running buddies. But guys, they're not going to forget about you. As soon as you're healed, as soon as you can get going again, they are going to welcome you with open arms. But guys, now might be a good time to connect with some of your other friends that aren't into running as much as you are. Maybe you could call one of those friends and get together and do something socially irresponsible, like going to a restaurant, going to a movie, going bowling. It's your choice. But now is a great time, while you're not running, to connect with some of your non-running friends. The third thing that runners often think about when they're injured, they complain about it. I know I have had this thought run through my head, is that I'm losing fitness. I'm losing fitness and everyone else is gaining fitness. Well, guys, obviously that is true to an extent, but it's really not as bad as you're thinking. Yes, your VO2 max numbers are probably going to come down within the first couple of weeks. But my friends, if you've been watching this channel for a while, I've talked about this ad nauseum. When you have a break from running and you come back, your body remembers and you regain that fitness very quickly. This isn't like starting from the beginning when you're a new runner. As soon as you're healed from your injury, you are going to slowly build up that volume again and your fitness is is going to return quicker than you think. But everything I've just said also focuses on the negative side of things, and I want you to focus on the positive of what an injury gives you. If you have been training and then you get injured, this extra time off is giving your body an extra time to heal. It's giving your joints, your muscles, your bones a break from all the pounding of running. And it's likely you are going to come back stronger than you were before your injury. Now guys, what I'm going to say next is probably different for everyone, but I would say look at social media and use those running images. Follow the people that you follow and get encouragement. Let them build you up and get you excited and keep you excited about running when you get back. And I really try and find the joy in that because I love seeing people do what they love to do. I love seeing people do what I love to do. This can be a slippery slope because obviously you could look at people and you could start comparing yourself to them, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to stay in a healthy space. If you're going to be looking at other people doing what you want to do, just be happy for them. Use that as an encouragement. Use that as motivation to get through this downtime when you're injured. The fourth thing that runners feel when they're injured is it's a bit different. It's kind of coming at it from the other side. We tend to downplay it. So we may think, other people have it so much worse. I shouldn't even be upset about this. This isn't my job. This isn't how I support my family. Why should I care that I'm injured? Guys, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter what your running injury is. If you like to do it, if you like running, it's going to be disappointing when you can't do it anymore. Don't downplay it. Just accept those feelings and push through. Push through the other side so you can do it again. And you know that studies have shown that negative feelings like disappointment and fear that we're not going to be able to run again, disappointment and fear, they don't get better just because we deny them. Just by saying, oh, I shouldn't be upset about this, doesn't mean you're not upset about this. And it's been shown that those feelings can last longer. So guys, accept the disappointment, reach out and let your support crew help you through it. It's okay to be upset that you can't run. The last thing I want to tell you about that runners often think about when they are injured is that it's kind of like an identity crisis. It's almost like, I don't know who I am if I can't run. This is going to lead right into the question that I want to ask you. So write in the comments below, do you ever feel like your identity is too tied into running? Generally speaking, I am pretty healthy on this front. Of course, you looking at me from the outside, my YouTube channel's name is Matt B Running. I'm Matt B Running on Instagram. I post running content every day on Instagram. I make videos twice a week on running on YouTube. You would think that if I'm not running, I'd be lost a little bit. Don't know who I am. But I don't really feel that way. I kind of think now that running is just something I do. It is a hobby. I'm 100% committed to it, but it's not who I am. Does that make sense? Now, of course, I'd be disappointed if I could never run again. But what did I say about never? Never is something you have to wipe from your vocabulary when you're talking about your running, especially when you're injured. If you do really think that running is part of your identity, there are certainly ways to get through it a little healthier. I've already mentioned in this video that so many of us get injured every year. Running and injury, they go hand in hand, unfortunately. So look at it this way. You might not be running right now, but running injuries are part of your journey. It's just something you have to endure in order to be a better runner. Maybe not a better runner, because I'm sure there are runners out there that haven't ever been injured, but a normal runner. And also, when you're injured, it's a great time to explore other interests. There might be stuff that you've kind of pushed to the side because you need to go for that run every morning. Now is the time to explore that, to reconnect with another interest. Guys, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. You will be back. You will be back running after your injury. Don't let it get you down. Reach out to me if you want some support, if you want a hype man. All right, guys, well, my training week was different from the last one that I spoke to you guys about. So this has been my first full week without running. And although I'm not going to go into every training thing that I did, the majority of my training this week has been on the Peloton. So on Monday, I did an hour. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I did 90 minutes on the Peloton every day. I think 90 minutes is like a sweet spot for me, but I have found I usually only use the Peloton for 45 minutes a day, and my butt's been getting a little sore from all that extra saddle time. Now, that extra time that I'm putting on the bike is really just replacing my running. On my work days, I am using the elliptical, and I'm keeping up with that strength training as much as I can. So I usually do about 20 minutes of strength training 4 or 5 times a week, and I've done that this week. So all in all, I recognize how lucky I am that I'm still able to do some kind of activity. I'm still able to put that time in to my fitness, even if it isn't my preferred activity. And guys, I know this, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back in a couple weeks, so this is no big deal in the scheme of things. Guys, my name's Matt. I am an injured runner. I post new running videos at least twice a week. Be kind, be happy, run well. I'll see you in a couple of days.